Hey Aquarius, welcome to your late November reading. The following is going to be for those where your sun, moon, rising, and or Venus are in the sign of Aquarius. What is it that Aquarians need to know as we transit into, oh my God, all the things. There's so much going on in the astrology. You guys are sort of front stage and center. I feel like you guys are kind of ready for it. I get this like hey, like there's a real sense of supreme excitement that those of you who are Aquarians, like, there's a huge transformation going on, and a lot of you been like, I have been waiting for this moment forever. Like, this is sort of one of the more lighter, energetic readings that I'm reading into. But after we go to cut, soulmate. I'm kind of curious, was underneath the soulmate, the karmic path. Oh, fuck those karmic soulmates. Like, it's like, oh, what's going on? Got the card of air. Like, I really feel as though there's going to be some shifts on how it is that you think about soulmates, relationships. Like, I did see divine feminine when I was initially tuning into this energy. I think a few of you will start readjusting how it is you connect with the idea of being a twin flame, if that applies, or trying to look for the one, the divine masculine. There's something about your approach, your mentality, and the way that you have been setting your sights on the one, having partnership. Like it's changing, but it's changing from the inside out. We also have the card of affluence, which this card has showed up so far for Capricorn and Sagittarius, even though I've been cleansing these decks. Talisman, again, that some connection to Capricorn. There's our divine masculine. Um like your guys' energy is still quite different, I think, compared to the other readings. Like there's a real cool spiritual upgrade that Aquarians are going to be going through, and it is definitely like all of the signs are going through an inside out upgrade. It's either like extreme from the outside to the inside or extreme inside to the outside. And like on the surface, you guys have been excited. You've been putting on the show. Like, definitely got my, dance mix 1996 roaming through the back. It's the rhythm of the night. All right. Oh yeah. Like I like that, just before I start shuffling, I get the Page of Wands, like that story totally tracks. Tell me about this Aquarian air, the Aquarian airhead. It's sort of like even if someone tried coming at you with some kind of slander or some like mean nickname, you're like, yeah, that's me. I'm cool with it. Fuck off. You feel very, I'm hearing immortal, but immortal, impermeable, insatiable, for the latter part of November. Like I'm like I need to ground myself like while I'm sitting in your energy. So there's a bit of a warning. Your mental space, your I just want to call you an airhead to be somewhat like I want to be a jerk towards you. So it sounds like there's a quite a few energies around you that are going to try and knock you down a peg, and it's not even like they're being mean about it. It's more that they don't understand why you're feeling so good. It is funny. We do have this 5 of Cups at the base of the deck. Queen of Wands, there you are. That's that divine feminine energy. Like you're getting so good at hyper manifesting. In some ways, I feel like Aquarians are getting the sneak preview of Pluto going into Aquarius on the 19th, 20th of November. Like Capricorns, it's just worth checking out that reading because they've had the last 18 years to some degree with an advantage with the way that they approach their reality, and they've crafted the perfect situation based on those energies, and they have to go through a change. And for you guys, you might have been struggling within the physical realm trying to get your shit together, and the ideas and your manifestations, they're going to be magnetized to you so easily, and I think that you're already feeling it. What else do we have? Got the Queen of Cups, and it's like I like that's me. It's just like I love this. I know there's been a lot of grief, but I really feel as though this aspect of your spiritual journey is coming to an end. Like I'm reading into this soulmate on a karmic path, and this is, I think, a very much a twin flame journey shift. So, in some ways, I don't even know this is Aquarian energy. I kind of wonder if this is all signs, but I have to trust that if someone wants to dismiss this message, oh, I don't have Aquarius, so I'm not going to watch it, then this message isn't for them. You are getting way better at just not listening to only labels, recognizing if you're being magnetized towards somewhere, whether if it's pleasant or not, your curiosity is leading you down these really neat wormholes. And I think a few of you are being asked to explore past versions of yourself. And this is the Rube Goldberg machine. Like, you it starts off with a ball rolling down a thing, and then it jumps off, hits a light bulb, and then the light bulb turns on, and somehow it heats up a candle, and the candle burns out. Like, there's these sequence of events that have been orchestrated almost way too perfectly. I think a few of you with your silly sense of humor have looked at a lot of your situations going, how is it that even though everything went fucking wrong, it's all working out for my own good? Like, you guys have this really neat insight, and I think that it's coming through like this just so that you can be there for your friends, be there for your, I want to say your classmates. And I could mean that just on your classmates on the spiritual realm. I really feel like you guys are teachers. Whether if you're considering yourselves to be a public facing influencer or somebody that magnetizes people who are always looking for the answers. I feel like Aquarians right now, you're just natural teachers, and there's always been something missing. It's sort of like you've been missing a partner in crime, and it's not even so much that you needed to have somebody by your side in order to do the good work. You've done the good work regardless, but there's still like, we'll get to divine masculine in a little while. Like, oh, why do I have to wait? It's like that's the drag in this energy. Like, you're ready for the next level, but there's still some drag in the undertow as to seeking out partnership. And in many ways, who do you share the limelight with? So let's keep shuffling. Like, we got the card of affluence, and I get this power couple energy. And it's challenging. Like, I've been in power couple relationships, and they really bit me in the ass. And you might have gone through this as well, cuz I feel as though despite the stigma of the idea of the power couple, the stigma is warranted. A lot of people do like to put on a face that they're happy, but there's so many sham marriages out there and people just pretending that they're happy within their relationships that it's actually giving off this odor as though um like it's sort of like I don't trust that person. Like, there's this interesting curiosity. You've actually had an energy on you where people don't intrinsically trust you. Has something to do with this power couple energy. Eight of Swords, which that is the what is it about myself that I'm holding myself back from? This actually feels way more introspective. It's sort of as though you're taking a little bit of time wondering, well, why do I need a partner? I see 11:22 on my clock. It's like, you're supposed to be partnered up with someone. You should be sharing the limelight with somebody. And right now, it seems like, can you consider that within yourself? There seems to be this externalized split with Aquarius where you feel like you need to be sharing the limelight. You've seen other people do it. You've seen examples of it going horrifically wrong, others of it not working out in their favor, and then some people getting away with like certain things, but you feel as though you're benevolent about the whole thing. What do we got? Got the Emperor, which, we got our, masculine energy right here. Like, this is getting way too dependent on having someone stand by your side. I got the Blues Brothers. Stand by your man and learn to love each other. Like, I love that scene. There's something about embracing all walks of life. Like, there's something about embracing um it's sort of like, even if you weren't into certain music, you would still embrace it anyways. But I feel as though, Aquarius, you've accidentally lost yourself trying to magnetize your divine masculine, the counterpart, the one, the soulmate, the spouse, the partner in crime, like whatever label you've tied to it. y- you've actually lost a piece of yourself in the process, and in the name of exploration and trying to expand your horizons, what you've accidentally done is created a void that can't be filled with your actual counterpart. Now, I know a lot of us spin out of control where it's sort of like, well, did I get the counterpart right or wrong? um and while that question is forever infuriating, and I think some of the journey is to try and puzzle that out, you have to ask yourself, why are you exploring new things? Like, it's okay to experience it once, but why do you keep experiencing it over and over again? Because I think a few of you have a checklist of things that you've always wanted to try, and you've done it, but why do you keep going back? A fun example would be, you go to Burning Man year after year, and you've done it for a few years, and you're presented with another opportunity to go back, but it's sort of like, well, what am I really going to get out of it? Like, I talk to the same people at Burning Man that I would in my real life, so it's not like I'm gonna be seeing people. Like, I get the idea, there's always some cool art. I'll just see it on the internet. It's sort of the idea of FOMO, the fear of missing out. It's as though that draw is no longer informing your decisions. There's our page of ones that we saw before we went to shuffle. Like, there's something about throwing caution to the wind and maybe just being yourself. And just because you think you should be into something because the person who you consider to be the counterpart is into it, have you ever considered that some of the stuff that they're into is just hella karmic, and they've been trying to impress somebody from their past? It's sort of like if someone was into blues music and you thought that that was their identity, and they kept coming across like it was their identity, but all they were ever doing was using it to entertain an energy, a lost love from like 20 years ago. You don't know this person. I know you're hella psychic. I know you're divine feminine, but because you've been so over focused on the wrong masculine, that you actually missed a lot of aspects about yourself, all in the name of trying to create room for somebody else's mask, somebody else's false identity. That's coming to an end. You fell in love with a counterpart's mask. You didn't fall in love with the counterpart itself. Blasphemy! I shall click off. No, I'll stick around. Thank you. I do appreciate it. This is not easy. Come on. Like, we're all on the twin flame journey. For those of you who are really resonating with with the title. Wow, that's weird. What's up with this talisman? Because I think it was Capricorn's reading. I saw this as the keys to heaven, the key of Saint Peter, hearing key to the city. I really feel like for Aquarians, this idea of being in powerful relationships, I don't think there's anything wrong with having a powerful relationship, but the healthier, powerful relationships are two individual people doing their own thing, and they don't show up together as often as you think. Couples that show up in public way too often, it's political. It's only there to give the guys the illusion, the delusion that, yes, you are technically worshiping somebody who's in a committed relationship. Didn't say it was a loving relationship, a committed relationship. And when I say committed, I am talking about mental health. Like, there is actually something about your idea as to what being public facing, being with the masculine, the counterpart, the person, the one, that has skewed your overall vision as to what relationship's supposed to mean. I have been feeling lately with any of my paid subscribers with buy me a coffee, especially with those who have joined the Order of the Blue Rose, that is to talk to people who do see themselves in a more public light. And it's funny and ironic where we have to talk about things privately before they can be spoken about publicly. Even Abraham Hicks, Esther Hicks, who is the flesh meat suit that channels Abraham, has a partner and has spoken about how sometimes it's not even worth sharing certain things with your own spouse because they're not ready. But when spouses, partners, counterparts, when they trust themselves, they can trust the counterpart, that even if they don't give all the information all at once, their decision or indecision doesn't impact you. there's something about really learning how to properly detach from the counterpart and just assume everything you saw and loved and adored about this person has been false. It is a mask. And you never actually saw this person for who it is that they are. Page of Pentacles. Like, you're going through a brand new beginning, and it has nothing to do with necessarily you losing out on anything going on in your physical reality. This is a deconstruction of your mental space. You've set up this straw man, an archetype, the folklore as to how you think your journey should go. And the journey, like if this is resonating with you, just the way that you've been approaching it, you've hit a wall. It's or you've expanded as far as what makes sense. It's sort of like, okay, well, I've made the most of this situation, but how come the thing's not coming in? Oh, wait, there's more. There's a risk of exhaustion, but there's something about learning from experience and creating balance from the physical actions, creating the muscle memory in a way that theory and theorizing can't do. Five of Wands. Wow, like you're dealing with a lot of communication blockages. For those of you who are public facing and are getting sick, you need to take a break because the karmic energy, you're accidentally entertaining it and you don't even recognize at this point you're making your own energetic portals toxic. This is a very tumultuous time, and a lot of people are getting ready to go through an awakening. You might have started to see the whispers of people who are not feeling well. They're second guessing their choices in life. They're willing to start talking about their depression, and it could be tempting just to jump on that and capitalize on it. But oh, we got yeah, there we go. There's the temptation to just jump in and okay, let me fix that for you. Okay, like I see the thing. Okay, you're actually being very meddlesome. This is divine feminine energy that isn't divine. This is karmic feminine energy where you just want to jump in and say, okay, let me fix that for you. Feminine energy is supposed to be receptive. There's something about learning how to be the container so that when people want to show up with their woes, their problems, the things that they're struggling with, that you are just neutral as fuck because the types of people you're going to be magnetizing, a past version of you would have been so traumatized or overly worried or feeling useless or unworthy. First of all, with Venus in Capricorn over the next 4 weeks, um, a lot of people are just gonna be second guessing, like, "Am I doing the right thing? Like, what is it about my reality? Like, I know things are not bad, but it doesn't feel good." A lot of folks are gonna be second guessing their decisions, including you. So there's a ask for you to maybe look after your own mental well-being before you start trying to work towards getting that masculine, working towards getting that partnership, or even getting that, getting into that shift within your career because it's sort of like embrace the disappointment. That's just the energy. In a lot of ways, can you just look at the next 4 weeks as an experience so that you can sympathize with the people that when because there's so much being said right now. You got a lot of people around you that they're feeling the same way. They are feeling down in the dumps. They don't really want any answers. They just need to speak it into the universe. And the universe needs to listen, reverberate, come up with answers, and return it back to them. In some ways, you're just being asked to being a receptive container for now. Just listen. Like, keep it simple. You need to listen to what's going on. Doesn't mean you need to fix it, doesn't mean you're supposed to heal it. Like, your job, divine feminine, right now is to listen, not worry about your material considerations. Don't worry about if the counterpart's coming back or not. Don't worry if they are the counterpart. Like I said, just assume anything that you loved and adored about them was hella fucking karmic and they need to go and explore themselves. You're actually mirroring the counterpart. And it sounds like divine masculine, whether if you're feeling it from the first hand or you're just picking it up energetically from the other side, which the answer usually for twin flames is yes. it could get very confusing during this time. You're just being asked to just put them to the side. Just don't give them a thought. If they come up to the surface, send them your love and go about your own business. They don't need your meddlesome energy because all they'll do is ignore their own problems and then try to help their karmic feminine and try to help their karmic family members and try to help their karmic friends. Like, you're not doing your masculine any favors. They're doing exactly the exact same thing as you. And so if you are in love with the karmic version of them, they are in love with all the karmics around them. Think about that for a second. In some ways, taking some time to noodle over the intensity and the wackiness that is being a twin soul is, like, in some way, just being introspective. It's gonna be your best tool at this time, because anytime someone comes up to you and they're having a tough time, they're not feeling great, just pretend they're your masculine. Like, in some ways, being receptive, you're actually getting all the information you need, and you'll know exactly what it is that your masculine is going through, because your friends are ricocheting off of their energies. A lot of people are going through this pool of doubt, self-loathing, discontentment with life. You're going to have people approaching you who they don't feel like they can grow. They feel stuck within their situation. Some of them won't even know how they're going to be able to make their next rent payment. Like, there's a lot of people going through a lot of things, and you just being able to sit back and listen is healthy. It is actually healing, and I'm hearing this is a divine order. We got the Ace of Swords to start clarifying divine masculine. Can you get a little bit of clarity to figure out that you are your own masculine and integrating that idea, falling in love with yourself, being your own best friend? Like, it's nice to have somebody else's face other than your own sometimes with someone to talk to, even if it is in the astral realm. Like, there's a certain little mind ninja trick in here. You're just being asked to, I say observe, especially for 2024. It's like observing your thoughts, observing yourself. Like, that's some of this affluential energy coming through, the observation of the observation of the observation. You're learning how to see the world through your guides and ancestors. You're learning how to see the world from your fresh perspective. You're learning how to see the world from your own ego and seeing it from your divine self, understanding mother, father, grandfather, great grandfather. There's so many cool things in the Akashic record that you have not accessed yet because you've been way too focused on this fucker. And I'm calling them a fucker. Why? Because we know how they've treated you. And they've treated you like a karmic person, and you fell in love with the karmic side of them. What do we got up here? Hierophant. This is your masculine activation coming through. Finally being able to integrate all the great knowledge of all the universe. I was talking about the keys to heaven, and we have it right here. When you have your masculine energy properly connected through the heart space, you can get the downloads. You can actually come up with practical answers. And in some ways, a few of you have shut down a part of your brain that is able to do, I'm calling it human rationale. There's a way that you can speak to people that's going to make way more sense than the esoteric woo woo bullshit. And there's nothing wrong with the esoteric woo woo bullshit, but you've been parroting what other people have said. And all you have been doing is going about your journey, trusting that the diviners that you've listened to were correct. And they have been correct, but there's something about you integrating it and making it your own first person understanding. Hanged man. Like, it's okay to be stuck. You're supposed to be stuck, but you might get antsy because you're ready to move forward. This is a gift, a bubble, a chance, an opportunity for you to level yourself up to become the divine masculine you always wished that you could be, so that you're not dependent on another person in order to make up for your lack. There's something to be said. If you can be kind to yourself during the next 3 to 4 weeks and really be there and step up for yourself, there's an amazing harvest available to you at the end of the tunnel. So I'm gonna grab the Bloom Oracle. What is it that Aquarians can be? Oh, yeah. What are you harvesting? Let's just keep it to the fun part. What is it that Aquarians are harvesting as they go through these intense epiphanies? going through the timeline, realizing that this is how they had to go through it, and finally putting an end to a vicious karmic cycle. Unfurl. Have you met yourself? Have you considered this entire time you actually didn't know who it was that you actually are? Could you just take this opportunity to get to know the person who you actually are and get to know the person that your divine masculine is actually going to be able to meet? You've been masking, they've been masking, and the more you're focused on yourself, the more freeing this energy is. You are entering into a very intense activation. It'll impact your body, it'll impact your mind, it'll impact your soul, but the sweet results of finding who it is that you actually are going to be sweeter than honey. I'm just saying. Whew. Well, Aquarius, whoever you guys are, damn. I sincerely hope that this helped. Thank you so much for sticking around. If you like my style, please make sure to like the video on the way out. And if you're kind of curious about the next message, I highly recommend that you subscribe. And until I see you at the next one, I'm wishing you peace, love, and all the berries. Bye.